y equals negative x squared plus 2. And instead of rotating around the x-axis, I would rotate it around y equals 1. What that means is my shape would be something like this. I'm at the example problem at the very top. My shape would look something like this. Agreed? Now I'm going to pause there. Everybody with me? In Greco, make sense? Smith, make sense? So I'm rotating around y equals 1 instead of the axis. Right? Y equals 1 instead of the axis. So I'm going to flip this piece of paper like this over the top. So the volume would be this same sort of weird sphere-y looking thing, not quite, it'd be smashed sphere. Good? Okay, how would I do that? What? How would I do that? Same thing. I'm going to start walking from here, right? So what's my shape? Circle. So it's pi r squared. So you just need to know what this is. What is that? So it's going to be, right, well, it's going to be negative x squared plus 2, which is how high this is, minus 1, right? Squared. Okay? So this leads to a formulation, which is the cheap version. We're bored with it. This is easy to do, which is just simply say if I'm rotating around anything other than the x-axis, or even if I'm rotating around the x-axis, I can do the same thing. I simply go, the generalized form becomes pi rx, agreed, plus, or sorry, minus h is what we call this stinking line that you're rotating around is new. In this case, it would be 1, right? Square the whole thing, because that's what my new radius would be. Slap on a dx, and this is my new volume formula for when I rotate around something other than the axis. Yes, sir?
So if you're rotating around something other than a straight horizontal line, for example.
I don't want to even think about that.
Can we put that function instead of the h?
You can. Sometimes. Most times.
Why sometimes?
The problem is that you now have to walk in the direction of your circles, right?
Yeah.
You have to think about how that affects things as well. You'd have to be doing d whatever, which involves two-dimensional variables of calculus, and is the next class after the class you would take after this one. So you're a little ways away from where I want to talk about that, even. So, by the way, why would you do that? Okay, if I want to find the volume of something that's going like this, I'm going to turn it so it's in one of the directions, right? So my circles make sense. I'm just saying. The answer to the question is, we generally speaking don't bother with that because why would you? You just turn your stick this one. Yeah. So that is the answer. The answer to your question is partially that. Okay, we tried number 11. See if we can get through these. See if I've done a good enough job. I think there might be a glitch which I can solve by going to the next worksheet, but we'll see. I know I was editing these headings heavily to fix glitches, but I may not have fixed all the glitches. Ooh, look at terrible. Terrible.
You should campaign for more time for
You haven't done anything. Okay, so we have 11 says y equals the square root of x, y equals 0, and x equals 4. So my shape is that square root thing looking graph that looks like that. It goes out to 4, which by the way is 2 in case I care, right? And then and this 0 is the other bound. So this is my shape that I'm going to rotate around things, move things around, do whatever I'm going to do. Read so far? Now we're going to rotate it first around the x-axis. So to rotate around the x-axis, how do I figure what the volume is? Pi 0 to 2. Well, minus 0. I'm going around the x-axis, right? So this is what we were already doing. Right? Now, if I want to write minus 0, I can. There's nothing wrong with that. You get the same answer. Why not? But why would you bother? So that's how you set the first one, right? The second one, running out of time, Second one, I'm going to go around the y-axis. So I want to go around the y-axis. Ooh, yeah, we triggered it. Darn it. Let's hope not. How are we going to do the y-axis? I'm going to have a hole. So I have to do the outside one shape minus the inside shape. Okay? If I rotate this way, isn't there going to be a weird looking hole in the middle? If so, I would take this one and then do the whole thing with an r squared and then do minus this one with an r squared in it. Right. Make sense? Okay, try to get all of 11 done, and I guess that's where we'll leave it off. And then those who try to think ahead, we are looking at a quiz Monday or Tuesday, almost for certain at this point.